Phil. Why I feel Phil because it's Islam.
All right. So you're not gonna debate on that, right?
No, I can't.
Look here. I'm gonna okay. Do you think atheism can justify human rights?
I'm not sure.
It's a model. It's a model debate, right? It's a model debate, so you can't just go agnostic.
Yeah. Just like you
have to pick a model. You can't be agnostic on that. Like it will just like not make a proper debate.
I don't want to debate that shit.
Nigga, you want to do fucking God of War inverse? Like what the fuck, bro? You can't debate any other topic I just proposed.
Hold on. Let me think. Let me think. I don't know. Yo, you know what? You want to do something?
Yeah.
I can argue that God has physical location. And I can still be you, bro.
Nigga. Yeah. If you think
we both are gay, by the way.
Nigga.
I think
I'm
God.
gonna debate. I'm gonna fucking debate that low tier ass topic, bro. If you haven't known, I've had a lot of unknown debates with that same topic, nigga. I'm not about to debate that shit.
No, I don't think you can.
Okay, look. Let me tell you something. So, right? I don't even fucking know anymore. What's your take on nominalism?
Dude, let's debate on God. Let's debate on if God has physical location.
Nigga, I have done. I've had low tier ass debate. A lot of times, more than you think. I'm not debating that shit. I don't know what makes you think I'm gonna debate that shit.
I think you're just scared, to be honest. I just think you can't beat me.
Yeah, you can think that.
Yeah, I can't think that.
Okay, sure. If you think I'm scared, then we can just do another topic. Then that's completely fine.
Dude, I don't know any topics. What the fuck do you do, bro? You do these boring ass bad ethic debate.
Nigga, I'll do a topic where I smear my cum across your asshole. How about that? Nigga, I asked you, what's your take on nominalism?
I don't know.
I don't know, it's crazy. What the fuck?
Bro, just apply ethics to something, bro. Do anything at this point. Yeah.
Amazing.
Oh.
Absolutely amazing.
Do crosswords. Trust me,
Fuck
do
no.
crosswords.
Fuck no.
Just do method.
You know what? You know what?
What?
Guess what?
I'll be atheist.
Guess what?
I'll be atheist.
Hey, nigga, let me speak.
Oh damn. Oh damn. Hi.
I'll debate. Hold on. Shut up. I'll debate this nigga on abortion, right? I know this fat ass nigga only does meta ethic debates. This nigga is shit. Who does meta ethics in bit 25? Anyways, let me debate this nigga on abortion. Yeah, what's the question?
What stands first?
Alright. Do you think that pro circumstance is available, or do you just think that it's entirely wrong to commit to abortion?
I think I have pro circumstance.
Like entirely wrong?
No, I have pro circumstance. In some cases it can be wrong, in some cases it can be right.
Gay.
Yo, Lane,
Alright,
just.
I'll just get my argument cool.
So, wait, so is this pro circumstances versus pro choice or pro life or whatever? Hello?
Hello? Say something, nigga.
Oh, but my mic was cutting off. My mic was cutting off. Hold up.
So is this like
there we go.
pro choice or pro life?
Secret Googling topics. Yo, I just told him I'm gonna take atheist and then now he wants to debate abortion. Alright, bro. Alright. Now hold up. I'm just gonna analyze some things first and then I'll just get back. I'm gonna like obviously, you know, search on Google how to beat Secret in debate since he's like tier 1 and shit.
This nigga's gonna get. This nigga doesn't understand. This nigga does not understand that we've been doing this whole time, bro. Alright.
So we gonna get a debate going, or you guys just gonna sit here like you're inside a fucking stakeout, nigga?
We're gonna get a debate up.
Yeah, on
First
what?
of all, y'all fucking talking about like abortion, then y'all fucking moving topics, bro. Like, come on, bro. This ain't a fucking
Alright.
speech with fucking.
Look.
Yeah, keep sucking my cock, nigga.
That was fucking funny as shit, nigga. Don't say that shit again, bro.
You can see your
Nigga!
yo, Lane.
Alright, cool. So what's gonna be your argument
Nigga.
behind pro circumstance? I'll just be taking pro choice.
Yeah, I think pro circumstance in some cases can be like the moral necessity on where we can have pro circumstance to be the case. For example, let me ask you a question. Dude, you have way too much background noise. Take that shit off.
Sure.
Alright, so basically, my question is just going to be, let's say someone is going to have a baby, okay? And if this baby is born, the whole universe is about to explode. Do you think it's moral to not abort this baby? Yes or no?
Is that a literal question or like a troll question?
No, it's a literal question because my argument, like, hold on, when I say pro circumstance, I'm just talking about in the context of model possibility of the moral claim.
Dude.
Do you know what I mean by look.
Okay, look. Look here. You said, yo, can you repeat that? What the fuck? Did you say some shit about the universe exploding? I want to get a lot of reclarification, please.
Okay, so let's say that your mom's about to have a new kid, but if this kid is born, like if this kid exists for like 9 months, the whole universe will explode. Would it not be moral to kill this baby at 8 months? Yo, I'm trolling this nigga, bro. I'm not. Yo, this shit is
These
so
niggas
bad.
cannot be serious, bro.
Hey, what happened? What happened? MT, what happened? I was talking to Jane. Okay, what happened? What happened?
Secret.
Yo, what's up?
Barkada mo.
Yo, what are you saying?
Only accent understand, bro. Only accent understand.
I can't even lie.
Yo.
Bro, secret, bro. Use an actual
so-
argument, bro. Don't use that troll argument, bro. Like, low-key.
I can't.
Yeah,
Yo, I'm not
I
even
think I
gonna
can beat.
lie.
I think I can beat
I
MTF with
those
that shit.
little questions, so I was dead ass gonna argue against it.
Yeah, it's a literal question. Yeah, I think. Yeah, come on,
Niggas,
answer,
kill
bro.
yourself. My bad.
Nah, bro, answer the question. He's gonna concede. He's gonna concede.
What? Nigga, why don't you... nigga, how about this? How about you conceive my baby? How about that?
Okay, so can you answer the question or no? Answer the question. Answer the question.
Or no?
Are you gonna answer the question or no?
I don't think it's a troll one. Yeah.
Are you sure? Nigga, are you sure? Nigga,
I'm sure.
I'm becoming autistic at this point.
Look, the question is, if we abort a baby, would it be morally valid to abort a baby that if it was born, the whole universe would explode, okay? So for example, let's say this nigga Axiom. If this nigga Axiom was about to be born, and if he was born, the whole universe would explode. Would it be morally justified to kill Axiom before he is born? Yes or no?
Would it be morally justified to kill Axiom before he's born? Would it be morally... Yo, nigga, what is even the basis behind this? What is even the basis behind this question?
Yeah, so again, the question is just gonna be, yeah, so this nigga, hold on.
Point. I don't understand, nigga.
Oh my gosh. Look, actually, can you like explain to him? I'm saying that if, like, let's say that we have a baby, and if this baby, like, is born, like, if this baby is born, the whole universe will explode, right? Now, in this sense, can we kill the baby before it's born? Yes or no? Tell him that.
Nigga, look here, that's just randomized projection. I want basis behind it. Now, if there even is basis, can you please give that? Because that's just randomized projection. I can't even tell or properly confine.
Okay, I'll just explain it, right? So, yeah, since Secret is taking pro circumstances, he's basically saying that there are those scenarios where it should be morally permissible or that it's not morally bad to essentially abort the baby. And in this possibility that he gave out is if the baby if the baby were to be born, then the universe will explode, and that's a logical possibility. I'm assuming that's gonna be his argument essentially, right? So if that were to be the case, right, there's a scenario where that occur, it'll be like some kind of like morally permissible, I'm saying. So I'm pretty sure, yeah, that's his argument. So you guys can just like debate on that. Like low key, this is some fucking troll arguments, but like I'm not even gonna lie. So yeah, just start on this shit.
Dude, I can beat this nigga with this troll argument, like dead ass. Okay. I'm with this nigga.
Look here. One, I will say this again. That's just randomized projection. I'm asking for an accounted basis on what that has behind your own position, because I can't tell if it's just randomized projection or not. I don't even know the actual basis behind it. Are you saying whether if this affects my position or your position or has any effect on ours? I feel like it's randomized projection. Unless you of course give basis, then I'll just take that.
Yeah, so let's just mute this nigga because he has too much background noise. You gotta fix your background noise, nigga. Like, I don't have to beat this nigga with a troll argument. Like, I just feel bad for this nigga. Anyways, again, basically the base of my argument is that if we say that a baby was born, this is a logical possibility. The logical possibility here would be that if the baby is born, the universe will explode. So therefore, there can be a case where we can kill the baby before it is born, right? So there are situations where you can kill the baby, because if the baby is born and it explodes the whole universe, like, then every single sentient being is gonna die. So basically, you just be committing harm against every single sentient being for the sacrifice of one sentient being. This is not a morally justified proposition. Also, again, you have to define what self-projection means. Like, you're not even justifying what that means. Like, you're just saying self-projection. What does that mean, nigga? Like, that ass, bro. You're a troll, bro. Alright, so I'm just gonna meet you. Alright, you can lose to this troll argument. That's fine, bro. He's just gonna say, oh, stop projecting. It's projecting. He's not actually gonna give a valid debunk, nor is he even justify that it's self-projecting, nor is he define what self-projecting means. So, yeah, you can just continue, bro.
All right, now let me just rape this entire argument real quick. When he talked about the universe exploding, all of that, and a logical possibility, whatever this, I'm going to tell you this. A logical possibility is differentiated in a conceptual model. So let me ask you this. Can you tell me within your moral intuition on how this conceptual model equates to our positions exactly?
Yeah, okay, so basically I have to extrapolate again. My whole position about pro-circumstance is not necessarily that it's normologically the case that we can justify abortion. I'm just saying that based on a modal scope or modal possibilities, there is a modal world, or there is a modal possibility in which we can justify abortion. Again, you're not understanding the argument. So again, when you're talking about that whole conceptual model thing is irrelevant, because I'm talking about modal possibilities. If you agree that X is morally possible, then X can occur within possible world X. if it can occur with impossible world X, then you're just conceding that there is some type of model necessity that where the universe can explode if a baby is born. Right? So let's talk about the possible world where a baby, if he was born, the universe would explode. Now tell me, in this situation, it's a simple yes or no, bro. Tell me in this situation, where if the baby is born, it will explode, would it be morally justified? Is it morally acceptable to kill the baby before it is born? It's a yes or no. Don't waste my time. Don't say conceptual blah 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 blah. Just say yes and then no. It's just these two options. I'm gonna unmute in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Alright, that's good. Now, since you loaded onto my unidentified keystone, I'm just gonna bring in if the universe is going to explode, blah blah blah, right? That's of course a loaded hypothetical. Now, here's the thing, right? You're of course trying to, teach, or no, not teach, test the limits of consequentialist logic. Now, here's the thing. You only justified abortion when, of course, the stakes are over the fucking top high. Therefore, you also believe abortion would only be moral in rare and maybe catastrophic cases. In other words, right? You both, right? Me and you both agree abortion is only okay if something is terrible at stake. What you're trying to do, right, is that you're trying to collapse my arguments into your own, which is just false equivalence, right? And the reason that there's false equivalence is because, it's between skill and principle, right? Killing a fetus to prevent, the destruction of the universe is not just equivalent to not choosing abortion for, personal bodily, for choosing abortion for, personal bodily autonomy. That example is also consequentialist, not autonomy-based, right? You imply rights must be justified by this catastrophic event because that aligns with the pro-circumstance view that rights only activate under, of course, things like duress or maybe, I don't know, tragedy, I guess, if that's a word that you would use. But if you consistently believe in said bodily autonomy, then no external apocalypse is needed to justify it. It's kind of simple.
Yes. This nigga conceded, bro. Yo, let me explain my position. So the position I have is that I'm affirming a position called pro-circumstance. Pro-circumstance just means that in some scenarios, it is morally possible that abortion morally justified, okay? But when you affirm pro-life or pro-choice, you're saying it's necessary that it's either morally incorrect or morally correct. Right? So again, you don't understand the position, nigga. My position, so he conceded. We can get a recording right now, okay?
The secret, that's just wrong, bro. You can be pro-life and still be there extreme cases in which there should be an abortion.
No, that's not the case. Because I'm talking about how you can say that. Sure, Rizzhan, you can say that. But what do you mean about multiple possibilities?
Just read. If you read any of the literature,
so let me just.
If you read any of the literature, you know.
Okay. Anyways, like I'm saying, bro, my position is that in some cases or some scenarios, it's morally possible where abortion is justified. You then agree to that, okay? And since you agree to that, we now have the same position. So we both agree that in some rare cases, abortion is morally justified. Now I don't understand how you're gonna argue back from this because, this is impossible. This is unescapable. At this point, we just have the same position. So that's basically it, nigga. I just want the debate. Yeah, just know what say about me, bro. Alright.
Yeah, so amazing retardation coming from this guy. I appreciate if you don't apply to my semantics, but of course, right now, here's the thing. Of course, we have this classical rhetorical trick. You conceded because blah 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 blah. You didn't explain anything. Just to be clear, of course, I didn't concede. What I've maintained is that bodily autonomy is a consistent moral right, not the one dependent on catastrophe or trauma. That's just retardation. If you're reframing that as a concession, that's rhetorical, not factual. Something more direct, I will say, on why I haven't conceded. You just reframed my position and acted like that counted me as backing down for some reason. That's not a concession. Guess what, too? That's also projection. Now, to refute your last thing, I won't like go over a lot of things, but back to the universe shit. That scenario is just based on catastrophe, not autonomy. If we're debating like whether something has a right over their body, then invoking and like exploding universe, that would just be irrelevant because that just replaces ethics with some cosmological science and whatever. My position is very simple to understand, right? It's very simple. I'm picking pro-choice. The moral right to control one's body is not activated by impending doom because that exists, you know, regardless of whether the world is ending or perfectly fine or whether the fucking universe is getting fucking destroyed or whatever, right? Pro circumstance, your position has an argument that is built on exceptions. Mine is built on a principle. Autonomy doesn't require cosmic justification. I don't know why you're being retarded. If you're not gonna actually attack my keystone, then I'll take your concession. We can start the recording. That's fine.
Okay, guys, this is gonna be the most rhetorical slamming, and watch this. So, nigga, I'm gonna conclude on why I think I won, because we can just conclude here. Do you agree to conclude? Yes or no? Hold on one sec. Let me ask this nigga if he wants to conclude. Wanna conclude, yes or no?
Sure, I'll conclude since you didn't refute shit and you were just a retard.
Okay, so yeah, so basically that's argument. So the problem is that now he's taking a dilemma. He even agrees that we have the same position, but we just have different ways of referring to the same position. For example, my position was that it's just morally possible that abortion is morally justified in some rare case. Then he prior agreed that abortion is morally justified in some rare cases. Right? So now we have the same position. He said that, oh, well, that's not what my position means. Okay, so that means we never actually had conflicting positions in the first place. We just had different semantics or different labels referring to the same object or subject, okay? So let's say this, okay? Let me give you an example, okay? So let's say you say that, what's it called? You say God exists, right? And I say Allah exists, right? And then we think that God exists and Allah exists means two different things. And then we start debating. And then we find out that Allah and God just mean the same thing. Allah is just the Arabic of God, right? Just the Arabic word for God, right? So in reality, what you're just saying here is that you agree to my position, but rather we just have different expressions or linguistic expressions of the same position. So now he's stuck in a dilemma, and this is unescapable. He cannot escape this. Okay, so yes, we do have the same position. That's the number one thing to establish. True. He's just semantic bullshitting at this point. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about abortion in the context of multiple possibilities. You also have to talk about abortions on multiple possibilities, niggas. So if you can't just. So I'm saying that it is morally possible that abortion is morally justified, right? You can't just start talking about different types of possibilities. You have to establish the possibility of what do you mean. Nigga, stop. Oh my gosh, we put on the sound, bro. Alright, so basically the other possibility from this nigga Mftleader, he agrees with my model possibility of a moral justification for abortion. So now, there's nothing to do, bro. There's nothing. You can keep yapping, you can keep saying this, you can keep saying that, but you just agree that we have the same position. In reality, we don't even have distinct or separate positions of the. We just have different semantic ways or linguistic ways of expressing the same position. So yes, we do agree to the same position. There's nothing else we can do, bro. There's nothing else. You can keep yapping, bro. Dead ass. You can keep saying this, you can keep saying that, but you just agreed that it's morally possible that abortion is justified. I said that as well. So we agree to the same position. I don't watch me on this nigga. And how he's gonna talk about some fucking conceptual models of modality and syntactic consequence, blah blah blah. What's this?
I don't think I need to really give judgment. I think everybody in this species kind of agree that I won. If there's a retard, I think the only retard in here is being secret. I'll just explain some things. I don't know what the fuck he said. He was just saying a bunch of random bullshit. Once again, pro circumstance has arguments built on exceptions, right? Mine is of course on a principle. Since I've said this before, autonomy doesn't require cosmic justification. He just said I conceded, which is of course a retarded rhetorical trick. I don't know why he was trying to do that shit. I've made it clear why I didn't concede, and he didn't attack my keystone. And of course, he wasn't being confident. He was just having a bad faith debate, being retarded. I think we can just base off the recording. I don't think I really need to give judgment.
Yeah. So basically, so again, I'm just. We agree to the same position.
Can you Rizzhan real quick?
Look. We never had the same positions in the first place. I hope you realize this. We always had the same position. Okay, look, simple as shit, bro. You said that it's possible for like the example I gave about like the universe like exploding with the baby's born, blah blah blah. You said in this case it is morally justified. So you are saying that there are scenarios where you can morally justify abortion, right? And then I also said the same thing. I said there's a moral possibility that we can justify abortion, like morally. We have the same position, we just have distinct to refer to the same position. That's all, bro. Like, it's nothing else. Like, I don't know how hard this is to understand. Like,
Yo, so can we like go to judgments already,
Yo,
guys?
this nigga's retarded. Save the recording. Nope. This nigga's retarded, bro. Stop talking to him.
No, wait. Don't save the recording yet. Wait for Rizzhan.
What the
my
fuck?
God. No, okay, fine. Yeah, sure. Wait, Rizzhan.
Wait, yeah. So just to, because from what I heard, look, I just need some interrogation. From what I heard, what MTF was saying actually seems to be correct. Because what MTF is saying actually aligns with literature. If you scroll up in chat, I already gave what MTF is trying to say. So, and this is what like is consistent with the literature. So, X holds the belief of being pro-life if and only if X believes that most / all elective abortions in the actual world are morally impermissible. So it's not necessary to be for you to be pro-life that you believe that there are no cases in which it's morally permissible. You just believe that in most cases, so in most relevant cases, because think about it, there's an infinite amount of possible cases in which an abortion can occur. So there's an infinite amount. So there's no use in saying that in all possible cases you believe that pro-life is the correct position, because it's logically possible, because nobody would say that it's logically necessary that pro-life is true. A pro-lifer would not say that it's logically necessary. They'd say that it's logically possible that there's an abortion scenario in which it's in which the abortion is morally permissible, in which the abortion ought to be done. So nobody would actually take it to be the case that it's logically necessary for pro-life to be true. I think that's what all MTF was saying. So MTF just believes that there are some cases in the actual world in which abortion would be morally permissible. So, for example, take a situation in which the life of the mother and the baby is threatened. So if you've read like any of the abortion articles, there was a situation in Texas where I think the mother had a disease or the baby had a disease. The baby was rotting inside the mother's stomach, and the baby, but the doctors would not allow like the baby to be aborted. In that case, both the mother and the baby died. But I think that even pro-lifers, literally everybody would agree that if it's the case that the life of the mother and the baby is on the line, we should abort the baby, because we're at least saving one life instead of potentially risking 2 lives. I think anybody would agree to that. So I think that what MTF was saying is just consistent. I just need to ask a few questions. So for Secret, I assume you were taking like a pro-choice position. Was that what you were taking?
no, I was taking the position that me and MTF leader have the same position. I established this within the dialect. Like, so look, I think that there is a possible scenario where abortion is justified. Really.
Wait, what did you say?
I think that there is a possible scenario where abortion is justified.
And what was the model scope for possible? Was it logical possibility?
No, it was model possibility. Model possibility.
What?
A modal possibility.
Every possibility
MODAL.
is modal. Every possibility is modal. The hell? Logical possibility is a type of modal possibility. The hell?
Yeah, but that's not the point I'm saying.
Yeah, so what was like, okay, so are you so when you say modal possibility, are you talking about all possibilities, like every single possible modal scope? Because that's literally just what it means to be a modal possibility.
Yeah, so what I mean, like, yeah, you can just say, like, it's logically possible for abortion to be morally justified. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's not an actual position because literally every position in the literature would hold this. No position would say that nobody position would say that it's logically they might say that it's deontically necessary that the position is true, but logical necessity is an alethic type of modality, and deontic necessity is obviously a deontic type of modality. So you might say that it's deontically necessary that pro-life is true, but nobody would say that it's logically necessary for pro-life to be true. So that's not an actual position because it's trivial. It's literally trivial that what you said is true, so it's not an actual position.
Yeah, okay, but again, this is just the point. The point is that even MTF leader agrees with me. So in the first place, we're not even having a debate because what I mean by debate, and when you have two opposing stances, we agree on the same thing. Me and MTF leader agree on the same thing. That's just my point. Like, you didn't keep saying this and that, but like...
Okay, but that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that if your position is that it's logically possible for there to be a case in which abortion is morally permissible, as conceding, because you're not actually you're not actually taking an actual position, you're just conceding to MTF's position.
I don't
even know why would say I don't even know why you'd say that you're going into like an abortion, like even if it was a discussion or debate, because you're not even taking a position, like you're just arguing for no reason. And even if we were to assume, wait one sec, because pro circumstance doesn't refer to other possible worlds, it refers to cases in the actual world. So pro circumstance might say something like, there's a wide variety of cases in the actual world in which abortion is morally permissible. Not referring to the possible world. That would make no sense.
Yeah, I'm just saying that there's a logical possibility where abortion is morally justified. That's a position. I don't care if it's trivial or not. It's still a position, regardless if it's trivial.
Just agrees to his position. It's like I don't.
Yeah. So then,
look.
Yeah, exactly. So, Rizzhan,
wait.
That's my point. Wait.
Okay.
Let me finish my
point. Yeah, but even if I don't wait one sec.
Hold on. Calm down.
I'm not going to judge the debate off that. Wait, no, I'm not going to judge the debate off that. I'm not.
What the fuck? Who muted both these niggas, bro? Okay, hold up. Let me see.
Abuse, bro. What the fuck?
What the fuck? Okay, just listen. This is getting fucking nowhere. This is getting unhealthy. So just take turns, guys. I'll like mute each one of you right after the other person finishes speaking.
So, what are you talking about? What's the point? We can just unmute him.
My point is, you can't give a winner on me versus MTF leader, right? You can't say I won or MTF leader won. The reason this is because this is going to be a tie. Because we have the same position. If MTF leader proves his position to be true, then he proves my position to be true. Because it's the same position. So, like, what are you talking about? That's my point.
Okay. So number one, that's just false. You didn't have the same position. What I'm saying is that your position is a trivial entailment of his position, but it's not the same position. His position, right? If I remember correctly, he was taking the pro-life position, correct? So he's saying that in every scenario, not in every scenario, in most scenarios in the actual world, it's morally impermissible to abort. So if he's taking the pro-life position and you're just taking like some trivial position, that trivial position is an entailment of his position, but it's not the same position because he's making a stronger claim. You're making a weaker claim, but that weaker claim is an entailment of the stronger claim. So they're not the same position, just to clarify. But look, I'm going to literally just say that I'm not even going to judge the debate off that. What I'm going to judge the debate off is the claims that you made within the debate. The claims that you made within the debate secret were just blatantly false, and you pointed this out. For example, the claim about you saying, oh, it's logically necessary that a pro-lifer believes that in every logically possible scenario, it's wrong to abort. That's false, and you pointed that out. So even if I don't judge the debate off of the whole positions thing, if I judge it off of the actual content of what you guys said, he won, like, low diff.
Yeah, you still understand my argument. It's a repetition. Yeah, I'll actually justify. Look, there's a problem with the argument in the first place. It's not an entailment of his argument. You know why? Because they mean the same. Look, if I say that it's possible in most worlds that X will occur, then that's the same thing as saying that X is possible to occur, right? So, for example, if you say that there's a 90% chance, of me beating this nigga in the debate, then you're just implying that's the same thing as saying that this one has a 10% chance of beating me. It's the same thing, right? So this is just a very repetition. I don't care what you think is a weaker position. It's the same position, bro. It's the same. That's not. Yes, it is the same thing. Rizzhan, it's a very implication of the claim. For example, I have to say this again. If I say that Secret has a 99% chance of beating Rizzhan in the, that is the same as saying Rizzhan has a 1% chance of beating Secret in the debate. So you're not understanding my argument. Look, this is just semantic bullshit at this point. Like, I don't care what you think, bro. Like, it's the same position. It's the exact same position. Like, look, he agreed. Okay, so, but by logic, then he conceded to my position, right? Because he said that, yeah, possible. He said that it's possible that abortion is morally justified. So, like, Rizzhan, this is so goofy. Like, you know what this is? You know what this is like? This is like, okay, let me grant you the proposition that my position is an entailment of his position. Okay, then what's the point? Because look, let's say we have the modus ponens, right? So let's say that this nigga, what's he called again? Mftleader says that it's raining. Okay, Mftleader, he says it's raining. Okay, I say that the floor is wet. Like, I don't know. Like, if it's raining, then, like, I don't know, like, water hits the ground, blah, blah, blah. So, anyways, my bad. I was talking to this nigga in chat. Anyways, so if I was saying that it's raining, like, if this nigga Mftleader was saying it's raining, right? And then I say that, what's it called? That the floor will be wet, right? And Mftleader says that it is necessarily the case that if it rains, the floor will be wet. And I affirm the position that the floor is wet. And he says it's raining right now, then we're just basically, we don't have like positions that conflict each other. Like they both can be true at the same time. Like, there's no point. Yeah, like there's no point of saying who has a weaker position or who has a stronger position. The point is whose position is true. Because when you talk about dialect, you're trying to dissect whether who wins the dialect based on the positions. Like, if someone says that does not exist, you're gonna basically judge who won by who justified their positions. But if their positions are both true at the same time and they agree that both of their positions are true, then, like, what are you even talking about at this point? Like, please, you're just wasting my time. But like, deadass. Should we like just end this shit? Because like, I don't think anyone's understanding.
Okay, I'm just gonna say like one last thing. Like, just quickly before I go. So firstly, the example he gave about the probabilities being complementary. So if there's a 99% chance that Secret beats Rizzhan, then there's a 1% chance that Rizzhan beats Secret. That's not the case. Because you also have to factor in the third parameter, and the third parameter is if it's a draw or not. And so if you factor in the third parameter of it being a draw, then obviously the probabilities on each side aren't going to be exactly complementary, because you have to consider now the fact that it also might be a draw. So you have to consider the probability of me versus you being a draw or not. So the example he gave literally does not mean anything to me, because it's just disanalogous. It's not even a true analogy. And then to like respond to all the things you said about the positions within the debate, I already told you that I could drop the whole things about the positions within the debate, even though it's quite stupid, even though I think that if you had knowledge going into the debate that your position was an entailment of his position, why even argue with each other? Even though I think it's quite stupid, I told you that I could judge within the content of what's said within the content of the debate. And what was said within the content of the debate was quite implicative of MTF clearly just destroying you, because you made multiple false claims. You made false claims about the necessity of the pro-life position. And MTF destroyed you on that. He destroyed you on the extreme cases example. He destroyed you on all of that. So even if I went into factoring the whole thing about the semantics of the position, if I was just to focus on the content of the debate, MTF beat you based on the content of the debate. I don't know. You didn't even respond to that in like the monologue that you went on. So again, my judgment is that MTF won, like low mid diff.
Okay, so again, this is going to be a repetition. Like, Dennis, we can just end it with my argument. This is going to be a repetition. Yeah, so let me just explain why it's a repetition for the recording. So, first of all, if we have the same position, we have both our positions are mutually exclusive, then you can't say one wins and the other doesn't win, right? I don't care, because when you're trying to dissect who wins a dialect, you're basically basing that off their positions. Like, because MTF leader, he proved my position is true, because it's necessarily to my position, so it's a necessary entailment of my position is a necessary entailment of his position, and because of this, oh my gosh, this nigga, hold on, let me scope this nigga. Anyways, I'll give him a stop, yeah. And because of this, we know that there cannot be a winner, because both of the positions are true. And we both established this. So MTF leader agreed that both of the positions are true. I agreed that both of the positions are true. So there is no winner or loser, because a winner or loser is just someone who has justified their position and dismantled others' position. That's all what it is. I swear to God, these niggas don't know anything about dialectics. They're just fucking like spigs, bro. I'm gonna just say this recording. Fucking dog shit ass niggas, bro.
Damn,
Yeah, nigga, hold on.
That was gay as fuck, nigga.
That was the gayest debate I've seen to date.
That was garbage, man.
By the way, down. I wasn't saying. Yeah, so I wasn't saying that. I didn't switch my position. I said. So when we're talking about what's it called? Yeah, I said they are identical positions, right? Then you said that I switched my claim to saying that my position is an entailment of MTF's leader's position. That's not what I said. I said let's agree with Rizzhan, right? Even if you agree with Rizzhan, that's still not going to justify how I lost. That's still not going to counter my argument. So I'm not saying that I'm not switching my claim. I'm just saying, let's say Rizzhan is telling the truth, right? Let's say Rizzhan is right. He's still not giving a proper counter argument. That's just my point.
Yeah. Wait, can you remind me how this positions are identical again? Like, I kind of forgot what happened.
Yeah, so basically, I said that my position and what's it called again? MTF leader's position are the same position. They are not distinct positions. They are the same position. Rizzhan came and he said no, they're not the same position. He said they are distinct positions, but my position is an entailment of his position. I said, okay, sure, Rizzhan, let's say my position is an entailment of MTF's leader's position, right? I'm saying let's say so, like let's assume this is the case, okay? He's still not going to justify how that, if both of the positions are true,
can this devil stop screaming? Holy shit. If I ain't gonna lie, pack it up, bro. You lost, nobody cares, bro. Shut the fuck up.
Never muted like 3 people. Yeah, you go ahead, sure.
When you catch me fucking boom, dogs going with who? Dogs throw father or 10 back at you.
I'm guessing the debate is over.
Rizzhan,
Yo.
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah, definitely singing, by the way, better than Secret's debating.
Alright, I'm gonna stop recording then.
I mean, yeah, like, Secret easy and not good at theology, let's be honest.
That Loki was dog shit.